Hello, good morning. Good morning. Well, usually I am doing Manor Lords content on here, so we'll see how this goes. Might be a pretty small turnout in comparison to usual, but we'll see how it goes. Can't keep waiting forever for that Manor Lords stuff to get their act together, so we're going to check out some Farthest Frontier. I've played this game for like several hundred hours, more in previous versions of early access, so this game was in early access for about over 3 years. So it had a lot of changes, a lot of things that happened to the game over that time. All right, so well, we just started a new town here. We're just gonna kind of get a new town going here and go through some of the steps of beginning info and a lot of the basics and whatnot. But when we start a new town, you just kind of got to scan around and see what materials, resources are available, fertility of the land, stuff like that. Kind of get a idea on where you want to place your starting town area. Definitely want to be near clay and food resources. Water would be great for fishing. Having like iron and stuff not too far by wouldn't be bad either, of course. Excuse me. Which do I like more? Definitely Manor Lords. Yeah, Manor Lords is the best game. There's no question, in my opinion. It's just, Manor Lords is the best game, but possibly the worst development team. They don't really seem to understand what it means to communicate with your clientele and player base on a regular basis. So it's really hard. It's a love-hate. Best game, love Manor Lords, best game, but worst experience. But yeah, I mean, it's only, it'll take time, just like Farthest Frontier did. Like I said, this game was in early access for over 3 years. And, Farthest Frontier, I mean, just like Manor Lords, I mean, they made many promises that didn't pan out, I mean, I remember I have a video here on my channel that I made about when they announced, like, oh, early access is coming to an end and we're going to be releasing the full version of the game. We can look and see when I posted that. I forget exactly when it was, but it was probably about 1.5 years ago. And then a few months after that, they were like, "Yeah, we're not releasing the full game for like a long time. We totally jumped the gun on that announcement, blah blah." So, that's how it'd be. But they finished it eventually. We have it now. So I just hope the same for Manor Lords. Cool, but this is kind of a cool spot. I like that there's right here. I see that there's clay. There's a bunch of food to gather nearby, just harvestable from a gathering hut. There's even a rich gold mine right here. There's clay and iron, and then there's a bunch of stone right here too. Iron, and then there's an infinite gold. There's a bunch of really good resources right here, and there's a lake here too for fishing. I really like this spot. There's decent fertility not too far as well. But it's just a little restricting here as far as space because we've got this big mountain here on the kind of northern side, and then a lake, kind of on the southern side. So it is a little we don't have too much building space, you know what I mean? So we could either try to kind of go more in this little sliver in between, or go more off to the side. couple options there. We might just want to go off to the side, to be honest. So yeah, because in Farthest Frontier, it takes a lot of building space. You need a lot of area due to the grid building system. You know, it's just it's just kind of how it is. So we need quite a bit of space. You know, I would like to have this little sliver area because it seems like a pretty good strategic area. You know, it'd be easy to like wall off between the lakes or whatever. But I think we might just go off more towards the side potentially. We could also put like our town center in the middle, and then like residential kind of on the left, and then like resource production kind of on the right, sort of thing. So we'll just have to make a decision here. I don't want to spend all day on picking a starting spot. So but maybe we'll just go, because we could also use the mountainside as like a strategic position to as another like natural wall, essentially. You know what I mean? So we will take that into consideration. Jeez, I'm being too indecisive here. Let's just go ahead and we're just gonna go right here. Why not? It's not a super big deal. Alright, so we're just going to open up our harvest tab, and we're just going to need them to start harvesting. Only really care about trees right now. Trees and bushes are fine. We need wood, so we're going to have them start chopping trees. And we'll use our storage cart here. Move over towards the tree area so they don't have to move super far. Zoom through some of this first parts here. Alright, so Farthest Frontier is not... Oops, there's a...
Hello?
Wolf over here. We don't want this guy to die.
As you say.
What is it?
Need our other villagers to help out.
What needs doing?
What needs doing? Yeah, bro, y'all are going too close to the wolf den, bro. Why are y'all walking all the way over there?
Okay then.
Why are these guys walking way the hell over here, dude? Don't go to the wolf den, you dummies. Like, why are you guys walking over there? What are you guys doing?
All right. Done. Will do.
Slay a billion wolves here. I don't understand why do they keep just walking over to the wolf den? Chop the trees, you dummies. We need wood. Yeah, we definitely don't want to. You don't want to lose any villagers early on. So yeah, Farthest Frontier is a little different with like residential stuff, like with housing and food supply and all that kind of stuff, where like you don't need to have storage buildings, you know, with a marketplace and stalls and, you know, approval rating and all that kind of stuff is definitely a bit different here. So we are basically just going to build housing right away. They don't need, they don't really need anything. They just want housing right away. They don't need, you know, the market style, all that kind of stuff. It's a bit of a different system here in Farthest Frontier. So we're going to plan out, like, kind of like I said, like our residential area here. So we want to have like a pretty compact area for our residential. So let's just mark off maybe some of this area near the lake where we know that we don't want to build past that, or can't build past that. Cool. And I like to have a little bit of area near the town center for storage of like valuable items and such. So we're going to leave, I don't know, like 5 tiles open or so on this side. Okay, and cool. So then we'll put our marketplace is going to go around here for the set to hit our central residential area here. So we'll start building housing from this point onward. Alright, cool. We'll plot a few houses right there. Move our storage cart next to the building location. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Good weekend so far. Did someone die already? This guy, he just keeled over dead from his he didn't last from the battle with the wolves. Oh well, dude. Rest in pepperonis. Guess that's another thing to think about when you're placing your initial like settlement level. Probably place it a little too close to this like wolf's den and these boars and stuff over here. Alright, pretty soon we're going to need firewood. But, so the desirability thing in this game is like a radius with like, so firewood is a building that gives negative desirability. So that means we need to, this needs to be something that is placed far away from our residential area. So for example, you know, we could put it far over here, down over here, whatever. We'll probably have more tree gathering on the right side eventually. But for now, we'll probably just put it over here until we expand the town more. We just got to make sure that it's far enough away that will not be affecting any of our housing that we're placing here. So here seems okay to put it. Life is hard in the old days. I know, dude. He was only 21. He didn't even stand a chance. He lasted 21 years out here in the old frontier. Alright, cool. So they got housing, so they're happy about that. We're just getting them a little bit of water. Water is an interesting one, too. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so we're just telling us if we get more food and housing available, we'll have new people start to move in. So we'll staff up. Oh, someone's already staffed here. Perfect. Auto-staffed at the firewood splitter. Let's get some of these stones as well. We're going to need stone, too, so make sure we're adding in a little bit of stone for the harvest task as well. The water wells are interesting. It's kind of based on like forest area or, you know, proximity to lakes or something like that. So we can obviously just put one right near the lake here and it'll have a really strong water bonus. One right there. All right. Got that coming in. So we'll probably start thinking about getting some food coming in. So we'll either get a couple of hunter cabins and or forager shacks here to start out. We do have forager shacks are always really easy. Fishing shack is also, since we're near a lake, that's also another really good option. Fishing's always easy. So yeah, we'll just probably start with a couple varieties of those. Forager's like the ultimately the most easiest. So let's go ahead and do. So we have forager materials down here to the bottom and to the right. So we can just go ahead and put a forager over here for now. These are easy to be moved around and whatnot. So we'll go forager here for now. Start getting on top of some of these greens and willow. There's like eggs over here. Start gathering some of that. Oh, we got more wolves attacking. These guys really need to stop going over towards that wolf
Will
den.
do.
Yeah, you guys really gotta stop going over there, dude. And we probably need to get a hunt. If we should get a hunting cabin over here too to help out with that. Just keep attracting those wolves, and we need some hunters to get some bow and arrows equipped. Let's get that going here too. All right, so we got a forager shack here. So we'll set their work area over here. There's greens, berries, nuts. You can see there's also medicinal roots, eggs. So they're going to start gathering a bunch of good stuff. Perfect. Could probably even do another forager hut, to be honest. Just start getting a bunch of hunter cabin and forager huts stocked up here. Alright, we got our first hunter cabin. For our initial food. Like I said, we'll get even another forager shack over here, I believe. Because we got plenty of stuff to gather all over the place. Okay, so we're going to think about, we need a market soon. So that means we need to start producing sawmill, planks at the sawmill. And so we gotta start getting storage buildings up so that we can unlock the saw pit. The saw pit is another one that reduces desirability, so we're gonna need to place that farther away as well. But first we gotta go storage. All right, get one of these. We can put this. We'll just put one over here for now. Cool, so we got 2 foragers and 1 hunter going right now for initial food supplies. Stockyard's coming up right here, and then we're going to be able to start producing planks. The planks, see, the sawmill has a pretty large radius of negative desirability effect, as we can see. We don't want these houses to be getting hit by that. So the sawmill is going to need to be, you know, pretty much as far away as possible from all that. So we could put it like up here behind the storage, for example. That might not be a bad idea. Yeah, we'll go with that. Cool. And then we're going to need also a storehouse, regular storehouse, because not everything, only the stockyard can only take like wood and like raw materials. It cannot accept like food or produce materials, you know, like weapons or pottery or, you know, anything like that. So we're going to put a regular storehouse right here. And this is what we're going to put like right next to our town center, because we'll probably have like tools and weapons and more valuable stuff stored here. And that way when we have some early raids on our town, we can use our town center as a defensive structure. And make sure we protect those valuable items. These guys are still foraging. Good. Butchering meat. Good. Gotta make sure they get as much stuff as possible here. Technology tree. Knowledge generated. Alright, so we can spend 1 talent point now. We have 1 knowledge available. So we'll probably save it for, I think in general, I haven't spent too much time like experimenting. There's this tech tree that they implemented here in Farthest Frontier is actually kind of ridiculously extensive in my opinion. It's like way too extensive. Like I haven't counted, but I mean it seems like there's what, 50 different options in here or something. I mean it's kind of ridiculous. But anyways, I think so. You know, at least in previous, before the tech tree even existed, you know, you didn't need to spend points, for example, to unlock like livestock for cows. You know, to have a barn to import cows or chickens or goats or anything like that. So this is pretty essential, I believe. Like having livestock is pretty essential. So I think this is probably, I would assume, is going to be one of the best go-to starting tech tree points to spend here for the animal husbandry to be able to get livestock into the town. So we're going to save our point for that. We need to upgrade our town to level 2 before we can obtain it, but we will definitely do that. It's also a harvest. Put a couple berries for harvest. There's a couple blueberry bushes here too, which are always nice because we can move these into our town and have them easily harvestable, but we'll do that in a sec. We got other tasks going on right now. There's some other blueberries over here too, which is convenient. Yeah, the tech tree is kind of it's like crazy extensive. Too extensive. Okay, that wolf's den that was here is now gone, so that's good. We don't need to worry about that anymore, thank God. Killed off all the wolves. We still got dead people just rotting in the village, so we do need to bury them soon. We'll get a graveyard up here. We'll put it somewhere cool. Where should we bury our dead? Can put it right next to the town center, maybe. I don't think about that in a sec. We do need planks ASAP. Yep, good. And we just need more trees and logs, so we'll get all that going. We have 5 or 6 unstaffed people, so that's good. Make sure they're rocking that out. And let's stop on firewood for now, because we got plenty of firewood here. We don't want to keep using our logs for that. We're really good on that. Let's just get ahead on we need planks now. And marketplace is going to be our next priority. So we want to put this, this will probably go about, so this will be right here where we have these houses is going to be like the top end of our main residential area here. So it'll probably go about right here, where we're still reaching those, and then we have the max coverage beyond that. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I think right, if we do 2 sets of 3, I think is going to be the best. And I'm counting 3 because the houses take 3 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's enough for 2 houses. And then if we do 1 more square, then that's enough for a road as well. So we'll put a road. Put a road across right there, and then we have space for 2 more sets of houses right here. and or some other amenity buildings or whatever that we want to squeeze in there for more desirability. But that's where we're going to have our market right here. Perfect. All right, Alara. Some of the villager tasks are hilarious. Look at this. Alara is currently pondering existence. Currently pondering existence. Why am I here? What am I doing? What is the point of life in the Farthest Frontier? Does anybody really know? Am I alive or am I just in a simulation? Those are good questions to ask yourself, Alara. You guys are pretty smart for simple villager folk, you know? We need a bunch more logs. We need those logs coming in. I'll take one off of there until we have more logs. Snow's coming in, so they're going to be in their houses seeking shelter for a minute until that blows over. But we're good because we got plenty of firewood. Once the storm rolls through, then they'll get back to work. There we go. The snow! Falling heavily. More villagers, that's good, so we can put more housing too. Alright, we got some planks starting to get produced now, finally. Alright, we're off to a pretty good start here. The only thing that's kind of annoying here with our residential area is that there's a clay deposit in the middle of this, but that's okay. We'll just mine it out. Hopefully by the time it's mined out, then we'll you know, be able to place something there. There's also another clay deposit over here if we just end up, you know, wanting to ignore it. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. We can see, I think, you know, a lot of people like Manor Lords better than Farthest Frontier. I mean, we could tell that just objectively from, like, sales numbers, you know, because you can see, like, Manor Lords has already made, like, twice as much money as Farthest Frontier in half the amount of time. But yeah, it's interesting, you know. I'll have to see if this kind of content ramps up on the channel or not, or if people are genuinely only interested in Manor Lords, because pretty small turnout so far, which is understandable. Staff up here again, or double staff there again, because we got more logs finally coming in now for more planks, because we need these planks for our market. We do have extra housing available. They'll start gathering more stuff and hunting more stuff again because we're back in season. Moving forward on a bunch of tasks here, which is great. Let's see. Next thing we want to kind of think about maybe is we do need a compost yard soon. Once we get monthly taxes rolling in from our market, we need to have a compost yard probably pretty quick. We do not want to fall behind on that. If the houses start building up with waste and stuff, then the villagers start getting sick, and we don't want that. We should be getting some tallow and hides, pelts rather, from hunting. We have new people moving into the town, 6 people. We'll accept them. So we could start making like shoes or a tannery as well. So that's something we could consider. I would like to get clay starting to come into the town, though. So we need to upgrade our town for sure. So that's our main focus right now. So we need 8 houses, 30 people, our market's coming, and then we need more planks and more stone. So upgrading the town to tier 2 is kind of our top priority now at the moment. We got more knowledge generated. Market would be good. Yeah, we know it's coming. We'll get a little graveyard going over there. Bury our dead. Make sure we're keeping up with harvest tasks here. Let's see, we should have a decent amount of extra workers right now. Yeah, let's get these planks. We need these planks ASAP. How are we doing on willow, by the way? Are we starting to get willow? Yes, a basket shop would be fantastic. This really helps the worker productivity. If they get baskets, they can work a lot faster. So we're going to go ahead and put a basket shop right here too, because we have been gathering willow. We do have these soon too. We probably want to start moving some of these. There's quite a few blueberry bushes around the town, which is really convenient, and we can just move them into our town. But we want to put a granary or a root cellar, whatever it's called in this game. Root cellar, and then probably think about where we're going to put like farming. I think will be over here to the right. So we'll probably have like more food production going over here. So for now, we could probably put a root cellar in this section of the town. So we'll put like a patch of blueberries basically anywhere, you know. I guess up right here is probably good. This market's almost done. A couple more planks. Perfect. And then we start getting some income, which we desperately need, of course. Money, money, money. Alright, graveyards built so we can bury those people who got slaughtered by the wolves early on. Poor folk. This house might be out of range of the well. I guess we might need to build another water well, potentially. Alright, this market is up and running now. Perfect. Excellent. So we're going to start getting monthly revenue, and our housing will be supplied with everything. going to worry too much about another well for now. Looks like they're fine. Alright. Weaver shop's coming up. Housing, or root cellars coming up. We can also start, so we could grab these blueberry bushes and we're just going to start moving them into the town here right next to our root cellar. So all these blueberry bushes that are around, I'm just going to move them in like that, and then we're going to have a bunch of blueberry bushes right here that we can just super easily gather. It's interesting how these blueberry bushes are able to be relocated like that. Take advantage of it. Got more people immigrating. That's fine. I think we have plenty of resources. Looks like we need more housing, though. We'll get that set up here. Just make sure we're keeping trees and stone selected for harvest. Constantly working on that. More housing's coming in here. We've got a good amount of supplies. We are going to need ramping up on food here pretty soon because we're having more people move in. Fishing shack might not be a bad idea. These guys are foraging. We could put another forager even over here too. Okay, all those houses are up. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do a fishing shack over here. Cool, see we got all these blueberries getting moved in right here, so that'll be very easy for us to gather all of those. Oh, the basket weaver's up too. Perfect. Yeah, we're making baskets now. Excellent. That'll help our villager productivity by quite a bit. See, like for example, this dude right here. See, they got a basket now, so they can carry more stuff, and they're more efficient. So that's perfect. We are running low on food now that we've had more people move into the town. So we definitely need to up the production on that. Could probably do another forager shack. Just put it wherever for now, it's not a big deal. Okay, this guy's starting to go fishing. Okay, so as soon as we have our planks and stone that we need, we're going to be good to upgrade our town center, which is exactly what we need. Okay, good. We got another forger shack ready to go here. Still waiting on a couple of these blueberries to be moved. Either that or they're not able to make it to that work site, potentially. Maybe it's too close to the water. We'll see. If it stays like that forever, then I assume they just can't get to the work site. Okay, that's helping our food a little bit. Extra forager, and then we're also fishing as well now. A little more berries coming in too. Staying ahead on foraging tasks. Or gathering tasks, I should say. So I mean, we have so much knowledge. I mean, we have 4 points, so we obviously don't need to wait for that. So +2 more resources gathered per forage source. I mean, that's pretty good because we're doing a good amount of foraging right here. Farming, we haven't set up farming yet, but that could be good as well. I mean, we are doing some fishing, but not too much fishing, so I don't know how useful that one would be. I'm thinking this one's going to be really good for us right now, the wood lore, because we're doing a good amount of foraging. And there's actually... you can just put all 3 points into it, I guess. Because we still have one left over. So our foragers should be more efficient now, which is great. Impending blizzard! Alright. Are we almost there? Oh, we're almost there. We almost got the stone that we need. Okay, looks like we're out of willow for now, so we'll take them off that until we have more willow available. Alright, not too bad so far, though. So we want to start thinking about maybe some desirability increases as soon as we get our town center leveled up. But then also, like I said, right here, the compost yard, we probably want to start getting that coming in. We do not want to let our houses start building up with waste like it's sick. We'll probably put the compost yard over here somewhere because it's going to be towards our farming area and then also away from the residential. Got a blizzard coming in here, so our villagers are going to be freezing. Yeah, I think these other blueberry bushes are just not able to be moved, like because they are in an unpathable location or something like that. So we're just gonna take those off from work assignment. Oops, berries. There we go. And now every time these come into season, they'll just gather these really easily. We have at least like 6 of them here, so that's not too bad. Alright, we have all the materials that we need. Let's go ahead and upgrade our town center. Perfect. We also got our compost yard here, so they'll start gathering the waste from the housing areas, which is great. And start getting ready for fertilizing of farming once we get that up and running here soon. Cool little curved road going on here. Tier 2 achieved. Alright. More knowledge. Alright. Perfect. So we definitely need clay. Clay is big time. So we need a wagon shop, and then we can start producing clay. So that's going to be storage, wagon shop. I think like we want it to be near, because we're going to have a lot of resource production going on in this area, because we have the clay, there's gold, there's coal, all kinds of stuff over here. So, and then farming is going to be not too far, so we'll probably put the wagon shop like right here. Nice, and that's like at the edge of the radius for our marketplace for our residential area as well, so that's perfect spacing. Alright, looking good. Making good advancements here. Town is starting to come together a little bit. Keep pressing tab for Manor Lords have it. I wish that they were some kind of like a tab overlay. It would be nice in this one. Alright, so this person needs some planks to start making a wagon, and then we will have our wagon shop ready to roll. But that's already built, so that means we can go ahead and get our clay pit now. Perfect. Start gathering that clay. Excellent. And then we're also going to put another stockyard over here because they're cheap to build. And we just need a closer storage option. Let's see. I think we'll go right here. That way we have a closer storage available, so they don't have to walk all the way across to this one. I think these blueberry bushes we can probably move as well down here. Good. Foragers are rocking. Start harvesting some trees and stuff over here since we're going to have that other storage area coming in. And we're behind, so you keep falling behind on the gathering task too. So I think some of these villagers have been kind of standing around idle without gathering logs and stuff for a little bit. I'm definitely going to stay on top of that. Constantly adding more stuff to the harvest assignments. Cool. See, all these blueberries just came into season here now, so that's going to be easy food gains for us. So here comes all these people to just gather the blueberries real quick and easy. There we go.
Need anything?
Super easy. See, now we gotta look at all those. Look at all the fruit that we have. Look at all the berries, just like that. Very easy. All right, perfect. Little blueberry operation. And we want to be clearing out these trees in this area anyways, because we're going to do farming over here. So yeah, we just want to be harvesting all this stuff, get it out of the way. Good, and our storage is coming in right here. See, so we might move our saw pit and firewood cutting and all that kind of stuff. We'll probably move it over here now. Now that we have this production area getting set up. Pending heat wave. No, dude, we don't want a heat wave. I think that might be too close. The sawmill has a pretty big... See if we put a house here on the edge, for example. Resources, sawmill. Well, I wish it would show it if it was just a preview of the building. Because we can't see if that's actually too close or not, necessarily. Until there's an actual house there. So we'll probably just put this a little bit farther towards this side, just to be safe. We're going to move our... Whoops. I don't want to build a new saw pit. I want to move our current saw pit over here. So we'll go ahead and do that. We're good on firewood too. Let's go ahead and move the firewood splitter over here as well. Same thing. Moving our production negative approval stuff over here. Now that we've got a new resource production area coming together. Need that. Looks like that saw pit's getting moved now. Okay, good. Do we have more willow? Yes, we do. So we'll go ahead and staff up our basket shop again. Get working on those. And very soon we do need our trading post as well. Once we get the saw pit moved, we'll be able to place this. So trading post is probably our next kind of main priority. Nice, we got that clay pit up and running now. Awesome. We're going to need clay for some of our upcoming building tasks. And start making pottery and such as well. Alright, trading post. We want to put this right next to our town center. Once again, for the same reasons as before, where we're anticipating raids on the town. Right there is going to be perfect. Move our storage cart out of the way. Clay's coming in. Things are starting to really come together here, which is great. Let's ramp up our clay production because we have plenty of workers right now. Just want to make sure we're continuing to gather all this stuff, stone and wood. But yeah, everything's looking pretty good. We are going to need to ramp up food again. I mean, it looked like we had a haul of something come in there, so we're okay for now. But definitely we're, you know, things are growing, so we definitely need to keep ramping up on that. Farming is probably something we need to get going. So once again, we'll be using these, you know, higher fertility areas over here. So we probably want to get some fields set pretty soon here, because it takes some time for all that to come together. Let's put an 8x8 right there. Want to start getting this under construction, because this takes a while for the fields to get constructed, and then they need to do like field work to get the soil ready. I'll get that process started. It's going to take a little bit of time. Let's check out the tech tree here again. Oh yeah, that's right. We can get our animal husbandry now because we leveled up the town, so that's good. So what else do we really want? Less for field work. Those are all pretty good options. We'll have to see where we get. So we either probably want to go into this, well, we have 3 points. So let's go 2 here and 1 here. So the field work will get done quicker from the farmers. That's really big. And we get more yields from animal non-slaughtering, so the passive yields from like milk and eggs and stuff like that, because our trading post is coming up, so we're going to start getting we need to start importing some livestock into our town. And we probably will start with chickens because those are cheaper. The goats and cows get pretty expensive, and you know, until we have ramped up an economy here, going to need to think about what we can afford. Alright, so we don't need someone staffed there until we are ready to start trading. I don't think, it's too late in the year, I don't think a trader is going to come, so we'll have to wait till next year. That being said, for example, pottery is always a good thing to sell. We can go ahead and start producing pottery. Oh, merchants did show up. Okay, I'm surprised that they showed up this late in the year. Okay, let's see. Anything we could sell? I mean, I guess we could sell some stone. I mean, he's buying it for an increased price, and we have a bunch. It's usually not something that I would sell because, you know, you kind of just need it, and, you know, stone is not necessarily an infinite resource. We could have an infinite stone deposit somewhere for, like, later in the game to use. I don't know, but we do have a good amount. Like, we have this massive stone right here. We have a lot of stone, like, right near our town, which is kind of nice. So I think we're going to go ahead and sell some of that. So let's go ahead and transfer some stone to our trading post here. Something like that. And the other guy, See, he buys pottery, which is great. We just don't have any ready yet. And we don't have any gold to buy anything, obviously. But goats here, we can see 266 each, and that's at a reduced price. So pretty expensive. So we definitely need to get some economy coming in so we can... the chickens will be a little cheaper, and we'll want to buy some of those. Probably will be our first livestock purchase. Our foragers are out of season. We'll take those guys off of their work. Villager has died. Oh, he succumbed to illness. Dang, dude. Rest in pepperonis. Sucks. Okay, this guy's got a couple more days before he's going to leave. There we go. We just got all that stone moved over. We'll sell that. There we go. That was a decent sale for us right there. See, that would still only be enough to buy like one goat. But if the next guy brings chickens, we'd probably be able to buy some. So that was a pretty good trade right there. We'll take it. That was not bad for right before the end of the year. We got a few hundred coin coming in, a few hundred gold for selling some stone. That was actually really good for us. Didn't expect that since we were so late into the year. So that was really convenient. So soap shop would be great too because that helps reduce sickness. I know we're getting tallow. I don't think we have any herbs. Oh, we do have herbs. Herbs and tallow. Okay. Yeah, let's get a soap shop up as well. That's really important to reduce the illness potential. So we need a bunch more planks here. Those are under production. The farm, building the farm will have to wait till after winter. But we got some good tasks going here. Pottery's coming in so we can sell pottery. Soap's coming in so we can build, make some soap for our people. And then we're gonna think about a chicken coop after that. And keep our eye out for the next trader to come. So once we get these buildings, we need more planks. So once these are done, then we'll build the chicken coop and get ready for that. We could probably get some more, a couple more house. Let's do like at least one more house for now, just in case. Hostile bands of raiders have been spotted roaming the outskirts of your lands. Be prepared in case they attack the settlement. All right. You got it. Alright, spring is back. We'll go ahead and restaff our forager huts. Cool, starting to make some pottery. We've got some good things going here now. Now we are ready to start ramping up economy and thinking ahead about additional food production and all that. Things are really starting to ramp up here, which is really good. Guys, planks take forever, I swear. Really slow production rate. Just gonna, right here what I'm doing is click the logs, and I'm just setting a minimum quota. So that way we make sure this storeyard, which I don't think is a problem right now, but this storeyard we want to make sure always has logs available, because our, and clay for that matter. Because our pottery and sawmill and all that kind of stuff is right here, so we want to make sure they have the materials that they need constantly. We're still harvesting all this kind of stuff. Great. Farm field is still coming in. Things are definitely coming along here, looking very good. All right, we have a trader approaching right now. Let's see what he's going to bring, he or she. We don't really have anything that we can sell yet. They're not selling like chickens or anything that we really could use anyway. Heavy tools are great, especially at a reduced price. Heavy tools are definitely something that we're looking out for. Just might be a little early. We want to. I don't think we can. We want to spend our money on it. It feels bad, kind of passing up this opportunity though, because the heavy tools could come around again, and they might be more expensive, and we'll probably end up needing them. But I just don't think we're really at the point where we could spend the money that we do have on that. These planks take forever. We should be starting to make some pottery as well, though. Although I assume some of it will be going. First of all, we need to. Some of it will be going to the market. And once we get ahead on that, then we can start selling pottery. It's a really good thing to sell. Our soap shop is finally almost done. Then we can move on to chicken coop. Take this guy off the trading post since we're not doing anything with that trader currently. More knowledge generated. Alright, soap shop is up now. We'll just have one person on here for now. Alright, we're getting a chicken coop coming in here. And we'll be keeping our eye out for any of the traders that come our way. Do want to purchase chickens. Wish I didn't put this graveyard right here. It's kind of in the way. I guess this is an okay spot. We'll eventually get this excavation site out of the way. This first farm field. See, these fields take a lot of takes a lot of time and labor. And we do need the herbs for the soap. Where are we gathering our... Oh, herbs are down here, it looks like. Okay, let's just make sure that we're... Yeah, those are not in the radius currently. We need to make sure that we're gathering those herbs. There we go. He's going to forage those herbs. Need to make sure we're getting those every time for the soap production. Herbs are also really good to sell too, honestly. If there's a good amount of herbs that we can harvest, those are really easy to sell in bulk too. Field is getting very close. Our chicken coop should be done here in just a sec, so hopefully we will get a trader here that will sell us some chickens. And we can start producing, because we did invest some knowledge into the increased production, into the animal livestock, and increased production from the livestock. So we definitely want to get that going. Chicken coop. Alright, we'll probably build a little fence around this thing too. Alright, crops ready for assignment. Perfect. Alright, there we go. Fence up our chicken coop area. Crops ready for assignment. Okay. So we definitely need to, first thing, anytime we build a new field, see the weeds are going crazy, so we got to get the field work going. And we did invest in the increased productivity from the field work too, so hopefully they'll be able to knock this out in a reasonable amount of time. And get the weed level taken care of and get that all ready for planting. Since we do have the iron shears, increased speed for farmer field work. Perfect. And we'll probably invest in this one too, the sustainable farming, now that we do have this going. So let's go ahead and take that one. And disease resistance will be good too. We'll just keep going down this tree, I think, but we need a couple more points. But yeah, so they should get the field work done quick. Then we'll have less fertility loss, less chance of disease. So those are all really good things for us. And we will continue building more fields too, but for now, it takes a lot of time and labor. So we'll just focus on what we got for now. We're still hoping that we're really hoping that the next trader that visits us has chickens for sale. That would be great. Okay, starting to ramp up on some pottery. We don't have too many people available. We don't have like a bunch of extra laborers available. Let's take a couple. So we're finally ahead on planks. We can slow down on that a little bit. A little short on labor. There we go. How many do we have on farmer? 4? I guess 4 is okay. Get stuff done. Okay, looks like they've completed that first round. This is kind of odd how they do these tasks. I noticed, like, for example, if we put this field work right here, they'll come and do the field work, and then they'll get like halfway through this and then decide like, oh, we've completed this field work section assignment, even though there's like obviously plenty left to do. So it's like you have to like delete it and then add another fieldwork section, or you know, whatever it's for. So they're back on top of that. We also do want to fence up our farming area here. Wild animals could come and eat our crops, which obviously we do not want that. I'm just going to put some cheap, whoops, another gate here. Cheap fencing. There we go. Yeah, we don't need, that guy got auto assigned. We don't need anyone on the chicken coop, obviously, right now. We don't have any chickens yet. Soon, TM. Hopefully. We only had one trader visit us this year. That's kind of odd. We definitely was hoping we'd get more. Should be like, 2 to 3 traders per year, so hopefully we get one more here before the year ends. Really hoping for those chickens. See, so for example, yeah, like again here, like I was, it seems like they've decided like we're done with this round of field work, even though there's clearly more field work to do. So we'll remove that and then add another one. Very odd system. This is something I really don't understand about Farthest Frontier at all. The farming systems, how that works. I mean, they get like a quarter or a halfway through the task and then they just stop. And you need to like reassign the task. And we'll probably either want to move this food storage closer or just build another one closer to like our farming stuff going on over here. Probably just build another one. Definitely short on laborers right now. Let's take stock of where we can make some adjustments there. Alright, so these farmers here, you guys need to be clearing out this whole field, yo. We've still got plenty of weeds to work through, weeds and rockiness. But hopefully they get a good chunk of it out of the way here, so hopefully we can, halfway through the season next year, hopefully we can do like one round of field work and then hopefully plant stuff. Let's see what the weed level goes down. So it's been down about half, so we'll see. We might need more than one section. We'll see. Maybe we can hopefully get away with one harvest of something next year, though. I'm really bummed that we didn't get a second trade. We only had one trader visit our town all year this year, which is really disappointing. I was really hoping that we'd get a opportunity for a couple more to visit and try to get some of those chickens. And what do we need for a school? School. Well, we can build it now, I guess, if we want to spend the gold on it. We could think about that. I really just need to we need to ramp up our, I mean, we're okay on food and stuff right now, though. It's just obviously as the population keeps growing, we just need to be staying ahead on that. School is definitely something we will need, though. I mean, we could do it right now. Just really want to save the money for, what were we talking about? The chickens. But, I mean, we're going into, obviously we're not going to have traders visiting us for a second here, so we could definitely put the school here for now and get this done during the winter. Probably not a bad idea. Unassign our foragers. So we don't need those during the winter season. be kind of cool to put a school like in a pretty notable place to make it look cool, but you know, we don't want to make too many sacrifices. You know, there's only so much space available, obviously. But it's cool to make, you know, make things look cool, of course. Can't just be cramming in all the buildings. I mean, we can. That would be more ideal objectively for desirability, but gotta have aesthetics too, you know? Alright, well, school's coming up and a couple more houses. Hopefully we can get this farming task ahead. We need to hopefully get a planting of plant at least one set of crops this year. Get those foragers back assigned, back in spring. We got our school right here. Hopefully we get that. We need traders, man. Come on. Someone sell us some chickens, dude. Someone come buy some pottery and stuff. Speaking of which, let's ramp up on that. Get ready to sell. We're good on... We got a bunch of clay, regular raw clay. We just need to produce more pottery so we can sell. I think we need another water well over here too. For our additional housing. School is coming up right now. Here we go. Perfect. So we need to take one of our... These guys are... We only have 2 people with basic education that can be a teacher. So we pick one of these. Pick this person from the sawmill, I guess. That's fine. There we go. Cool. So people are going to start getting educated. Our villagers are going to start getting educated from the school. They're planning a lesson. Oh, it's Alara. It's our homegirl, Alara. What's up? She's back. She was contemplating life earlier. Now she's a teacher and she's planning a lesson. How far she has come. Well, good thing we just built that other water well. Take care of this fire here. Alright. Hopefully this guy... This fire put out. Alright. Hopefully this guy... Oh, he has goats and cows. Dang it, we want chickens. No. But he does buy pottery at a increased rate, so... Just bring all the pottery that we have. We don't have too much, but we just want to sell anything that we have right now. It's a great sale item. We're really praying that one of these traders comes by with chickens this year. I mean, we could build a goat barn or whatever and buy goats, but they are very expensive. I don't think we could sustain that right now. Chickens are cheaper, and that's what we're really hoping for. Alright, brought that pottery. We'll sell that pottery. It would be great if we had more to sell, of course. Looks like we have a bunch of village. These guys look like they're coming to join our town right here. Good chunk of villagers coming in. That's good. We need more laborers, so that's good. Here we go. 12 people. Nice. Okay, cool. We need at least a little bit more housing to accommodate. Okay, we gotta make sure that this gets done. We're almost, so they almost got this cleared out and ready to plant. So I think after this we'll let them go ahead and do this planting right here. Frost tolerance. We might need to do something else. We'll do cabbage instead, I think, because they're more frost tolerant. It'll get cold by the end of their season. Alright, cool. So at least, hopefully we should be good, though, with, we should be able to get through this field work and then get a harvest of lettuce. Before this guy leaves, we'll just bring whatever other pottery we have to and sell that. We just want to sell as much as possible. Let's also get ahead on firewood. Looks like this trader guy's glitching his way over to our trading post here. Jeez. Just glitched through the mountainside there. Dang it, dude. No. This guy sells goats and cows, and this guy sells horses. We need chickens. Someone sell us some chickens, please. That's a bummer. This guy buys hides at an increased rate. I don't think we want to sell the hide, or pelts, whatever they are. We don't want to sell those, though, because we're going to use these to make into like shoes or clothing and stuff, so we're not going to sell those. We really just want to sell as much pottery as we can. Just bring those other 4 that we have, whatever. Just sell anything. He's going to leave in a few days. I don't know if we'll make it or not for that last sale. If not, it's not a big deal. We at least sold a good amount while he was here. Someone bring us some chickens, please. I beg you. Okay, some of these houses are getting close. We need 30 desirability, 30%. Some of these are like mid-20s, so a couple, like 1 or 2 more desirability buildings that'll probably boost those up. Alright, cool. So we do have... That's fine. Weed level and we're okay here, so we'll get a harvest of lettuce going here, so that's really good. That should be a pretty decent yield, so that'll help us out with our food stores here as the town grows quite a bit. Oh, shoot. Okay, we're out of... we are out of arrows, so we should get... a Fletcher. Let's go ahead and build a Fletcher building. Need to get some more bows and arrows for our town here. For our hunters / military. Okay, good. So yeah, we have an estimated yield of 868 cabbages coming in, so that's going to be huge for us. We'll be totally good on food there for a bit. Still waiting on chickens, though.
Need anything?
They were walking in place there for a second. Worked itself out. do a 3-to-1 production ratio. We need more arrows than bows right now. Alright, well, I mean, things are looking good here. We have a pretty strong town setup. Things are growing. We have a bunch of resources. We're staying ahead. We get a massive yield of, well, not massive, but, you know, in proportion to our town size, it'll be a massive yield of cabbage there. So maybe if we build like 1 or 2 more things to raise our approval here, or desirability, whatever, we could get a couple of these houses up to 30%, which will give us tier 2 housing, which unlocks more things, gives more taxation and all that kind of stuff. So maybe if we go put a couple garden trails next to our schoolyard there. We're done with the trading post for now until someone else arrives on staff. Oh yeah, get those cabbages. Nice. There we go. They're harvesting. Their harvesting animation doesn't look like a harvesting animation. It looks like a sowing animation. It looks like they're throwing seeds into the field. What's up with that? Looks like they're throwing more seeds into the field, not gathering the cabbages that are already there. Alright. Anyways, a bunch of cabbages are coming. These garden trails are coming in here. Let's see, do we reach 30%? Oh, nice. Okay. A couple of these buildings got to 30%. Once they get another food type from the market here, they'll be leveling up. Okay. Good. And then some of these other ones are pretty close, too. So, nice. Getting a head start on our desirability increases here. Really good. Alright, there we go. So we got a ton of cabbage. Let's just have them do field work until the season ends. Keep up on the weed level and rockiness and all that. Good, good, good. Life is good in the frontier. Alright, we're done with foragers for the season. We are also done with farmers for the season. Cool, and let's just ramp up on like pottery and clay. Ramp those up. pottery, clay, planks, all that kind of stuff ramp up during the winter here, while we're not doing, you know, farming and gathering and all kinds of other stuff like that. Looks like we don't have any more willow. I mean, missing items willow. Looks like you have willow, 4 willow right here in your storage, so maybe they'll figure that out. Still have a good amount of laborers available. We're really just gonna want to ramp up on all this stuff over here, all this resource production. While we are in winter without gathering tasks, still harvesting like wood and stuff, but want to have a bunch of pottery to sell. There we go. We got bows and arrows coming in again. Good. Hunter can get staffed again since we have bow and arrow available once again. We do need to raise the fertility. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could do a little bit more field work. Just a little bit of wheat. It's okay, though. The fertility now. So, well, we're going to do peas and beans because those will increase the fertility slightly rather than decrease in the fertility. So if we keep up with those, as long as we don't get diseases, then that's kind of the most ideal, because it keeps the fertility on the rise as we're planting stuff. But of course, as you continuously plant the same thing over and over again, the chance for disease gets higher and higher. However, we did invest. Oh, here we have more points, so we can get 30% disease resistance. So that's great. So yeah, we do want this one too for like increase for being 20% increased yield for basically most of the farming yields. But we need a tier 3 town center for this one. That will be a big upgrade though. So that is something that we are looking ahead to. But the tier 3 upgrade is really significant. Like the tier 1 to tier 2 is not bad. Tier 2 to tier 3 requires a lot. Like a lot of gold, a lot of materials, a pretty large town, a bunch of homes that are upgraded, etc. So we do have 2 houses that are upgraded. See these right here, they got upgraded from a shelter to a homestead. So we have a couple houses that are starting to get upgraded from our desirability rating increasing in our residential area, which is great, and we'll keep that going. Here comes a trader. Please have chickens for sale. Please, please, sir. Alright, we're back in spring, so we are going to free up workers for farming and foraging yet again. And let's take a look here. Good. Alright, let's see what this guy's got. Dang it. No chickens. And they're not buying anything that we want to sell either. I mean, we could sell some soap, you know, but no, I think we kind of just need it for our town right now. Definitely not going to sell planks, certainly not for a reduced price. Kind of just always need planks, so I generally don't really sell planks. Definitely not for a reduced price, like I said. We could consider getting some crude weapons. Those are always good to have around. Let's just get a few of these. Just in case, it's good to have a few of these cheap weapons around for the beginning stages before we're able to produce like you know, actual weapons, which are expensive. Predators are attacking. Oh, it's just a boar attacking our hunter. That's fine. He'll take care of it. Alright, well, hopefully another trader shows up that has better stuff. That is one of the kind of downsides, I guess, of the Farthest Frontiers. There's a lot of RNG involved with the trading. Like, sometimes, you know, I mean, we've been sitting here for, like, I think, what, like, at least 3 years now, waiting for someone to bring chickens to the town. It's like, that's a little sucky, you know what I mean? But, alright, we got some raiders coming. This will be a small raid. I'm not too worried about it. Basically, we're just going to use our town center. Once they get close to the town center, it'll give us the option to rally up and garrison our villagers into the town. And then we have one hunter to help us out with a little bit of damage too, but it'll be a small raid, so I'm not too worried about it. Looks like we are, so villager needs here, we can see spirituality will come soon, but shoes and clothes. So we want to, like I said, we have those hides that we were hanging on to for that reason, so we'll go ahead and get a cobbler shop for shoes. And that can go right there. Get those villager needs fulfilled. We'll have to take care of these raiders here in a second. Like I said, it's going to be a small raid, so it's not that big of a deal. Our town center will be able to take care of it. Have another... Okay, here they come. Let's take a look at this other trader here real quick. Dude, are you kidding me, man? Cows, no man, see, that's kind of... Yeah. Like, come on, dude. How long do we have to wait to get chickens? Alright, here comes the raiders, so we will... it should be giving us the option here at our town center to rally up our villagers and garrison here in the town center. I guess it doesn't really give you that option until the raiders are, like, closer to the town, I guess. I wish we had that option already right now. It's pretty much ready to do that, but... We could sell some pottery to this guy. It's not at an increased rate, though, so maybe we'll just hang on to it. Alright, here they come. Yeah, we really need the option here to rally our villagers into the town center, which I wish it would give us that option. Don't understand why it doesn't. Like, clearly we are under attack here.
Yes. Okay then.
There we go. See, now it just popped up. See, that's pretty stupid. I mean, we should have been able to do this, like, long ago, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, why does it wait until the units are, like, literally... Yeah, I don't... Okay, whatever. Well, we'll go ahead and garrison up here, obviously, but... It's kind of ridiculous that it took so long to give us that option. We don't want our hunter to suffer the consequences of that. Oh boy. Run for your life! Yeah, we just need our town center here to do the bulk of the work here. Since we've got it garrisoned up now. I assume they're coming and trying to kill this hunter guy, so we're just kiting around. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of silly. But yeah, just kiting around with this hunter that they're trying to kill, and the town center's just whittling them down. There we go. Villagers raided. I mean, that's kind of silly. I mean, I don't... It really doesn't make any sense why it doesn't give you the option to garrison your villager. Like, the raiders were literally, like, steps away from the town center by the time we got the option to garrison, so that's really dumb. Anyways. Alright, looks like we already got... Yep, we already got through this first section of peas here. And we'll plant some beans. Yeah, we're like really good on food and stuff now. Heat wave coming, so that might impact our yields potentially if it ends up turning into a drought. We are still waiting for a trader to bring us some chickens. I mean, come on. I guess we'll sell some pottery. I don't want to sell too much though, because it's not at an increased. We want to obviously sell it when it's an increased price in bulk, but we'll sell some for now. And we probably do want to get this shrine to start taking care of some spirituality needs, and then also just more approval in general. And this will give us more knowledge too. So you have this spot right here that was kind of left open for the shrine. I'll put that right there. So our residential area is starting to get pretty... It's going to get juiced up with... We got some gardens, school, shrine, market. So they're going to have some desirability increases starting to stack up here, which is really good. We'll sell him some of this pottery here. Make a little bit, but we're going to hold off on bulk sales until we have an option to sell it for an increased price. And we still have baskets coming in, good. Soap, okay, yeah, I mean, we got shoes starting to get produced from our cobbler shop here. Making good progress on a lot of things. We're done with trade for now, unless another... Can we get a third trader to visit our town this year? That would be great. If you could bring some chickens, please, and thank you. We'll see though. Might be a pipe dream. Nice. We've gotten through a lot of this. A lot of the trees over here. It's great. Shrine is almost done. Last few stone coming in. Then we're going to have more houses that'll get leveled up too. And we'll have some spirituality taken care of. Villagers are concerned about the food supply. No worries. We've got a big old harvest of beans coming in here. We don't have any... We have no way to make tools. We need tier 3 village to make tools. It's kind of an odd one too. that it wants you to have like tools so early on, and there's no way to make like to get to tier 3 housing or tier 3 village is like a lot. It takes a lot to get there, and you cannot produce tools until that point. You can't build like a blacksmith or anything. Well, I guess actually I misspoke. I guess these days you can do that at tier 2. It's just something that you need to invest in the tech tree, so that's different from how it was before. Interesting. Okay, so we could consider... Yeah, interesting. This used to be all tier 3, like blacksmith and foundry and all this kind of stuff used to be tier 3. It's tier 2 now, however you need to invest in the tech tree for it. So, that is probably something that we should do. Forging, smithing, arms. God, they're all a separate thing. Okay. Well, forging is the first step. We need heavy tools. So you can't start this without heavy tools. So you do need to buy at least, I think, 2 heavy tools for the foundry and the blacksmith. Then you can start producing your own heavy tools. But you need a foundry and a blacksmith to be able to produce your own heavy tools. So you need to buy a couple of heavy tools from traders to be able to get that started. And those are also really expensive and or not available on every trader that comes to your town. So there's quite a bit of RNG involved in in regards of like with the traders and whether or not they have stuff for increase or reduce price or whatever. We do have houses. More houses are getting leveled up here, so that's great. That'll help us with more luxury taxes and stuff, as we can see here. See the taxes for like the homesteads, for example, are starting to come in. That's great. That's from the houses that we're upgrading, so those will get more and more and more. Let's take a look at that tech tree, though. We've mainly gone into like food production stuff so far, which is really good. But we might need to consider like the foundry, foraging, smithing. So we probably need to start considering that, and then let's do at least foraging, I guess, right? More efficient production of like firewood and pottery and soap and stuff could be really good too. Stone cutting, mining, unlock mines. Oh, we can't even... Wow, I didn't even realize that mines were locked behind. Okay, we obviously need that. I mean, that's crazy. I think they went a little too crazy with this tech tree, in my opinion. Like, that's... You shouldn't need to unlock mines with a tech tree. Like, that should be a standard thing, right? Like, come on. Like, every town is going to need to do mining, and... I don't know. Personally, I think they went a little too crazy with the tech tree here. They put too many things locked behind the tech tree, in my opinion. Anyways, we'll start gathering coal. There's a coal right here. There's kind of stuff in the way for us to get like a road out here or whatever, but it's fine. Just put that right here. So coal is going to be like the first thing that we need as far as like getting ready for forging and stuff. We need coal for everything. Coal and iron, of course, but coal first. Okay, let's have them do field work until the season's done, and then we're ready for more peas and beans for the next seasons. Okay, we'll start mining some coal. And what's above that? Increase mining speed. Oof. Yeah. Let's do that. And then it would be great to get I mean, we are going to need the forge, of course, the foundry. I would like to get the increased work on like firewood and pottery and soap. The pottery one in particular, though, because that's what we want to sell, a ton of pottery. So starting investing in that a little bit too. So right now we have a decent amount, I think. 44. Yeah, we just want to like constantly have a ton of pottery ready for sale. Cool. So it's good that we got this field. Even just like one, not even massive field or whatever, is very, can be very important for, as you're growing your town and stuff. I mean, we get a pretty large amount of yields just from that one decently sized field. So we're done with farmers and foragers for now, for the winter. Once again, ramp up on the other stuff. In the meantime, good to get stuff like that done during the winter while we're not, having to have the farms or gathering, foraging huts stocked or staffed. All right, so we have how many? We have 5 tier 2 houses now, so that's not bad. A couple of them are, see, this one's at 29%, 28%. So these, if we get like one more desired building over here on the left side, all of these will level up too. Or maybe just a couple, like flower gardens, for example, could do it as well. Those gets a couple of those pretty close. Small park. That will definitely do the trick. Looks like even if we put it over here, it would be good. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We need a little bit more gold from our trading post to pay for that. Then all of these houses should get upgraded to tier 2 once this gets put in here. We'll have more taxes coming in. Got another knowledge generated. That's good. Let's put that right here because we want that increased production rate. For pottery in particular. Sell, sell, sell. And yeah, I mean, honestly, just everything's coming together quite well here, just in general. Yeah, I know, we get it. Villagers need more tools. We have no way to make them. Not yet. Alright. This park's almost done. All these houses will upgrade. Getting back to spring here, we reassign farmers, foragers. Whoops, we need to free up some people here again. There we go. Get our foragers and farmers back on task. There we go. All these houses are getting upgraded now. Perfect. Couple more houses. Okay, a trader is approaching right here. Dude, are you the one? Are you going to sell us chickens or what? We have been waiting forever. Nope. No chickens. And he doesn't want to buy anything that we want to sell really either, so. You're useless to me. Useless trader. Big unfortunate. Much unfortunate. We want to buy chickens and we want to sell pottery, baby. Alright, well we do have all of our housing here is getting upgraded. I mean, everything's looking strong, though. It's not like we need the chickens. It's just like we kind of invested in it already, so... Really hoping we'd be able to buy those. Mo Smarties, what's up, dude? Hey, welcome. How's it going? Hope you're having a good weekend. Happy Saturday to you. Have you checked out Farthest Frontier by any chance, Smarties? It looks like they're harvesting these peas here. That's good. Get a decent yield of that. God, we need another trader. Where, dude? These traders that are visiting our town are just freaking useless to us. We need some better traders up in here. Good Saturday, yeah. Yeah, heck yeah, dude. Oh, you never played it? Okay, yeah. This is, I know, I think I've mentioned it before, but, like, briefly or whatever, but this is definitely, like, the closest game to Manor Lords, for sure. You know, at least in my opinion, I guess, but, the biggest difference is that it's a grid building system, you know, like, obviously, the freeform building system in Manor Lords is the best. So the grid building system is a little bit more of like the, I guess, you know, classic or old school kind of city builder, right? Or traditional, I guess. Which is still really cool. Just a different, you know, a little bit of a different like approach in that regard, but it's very similar in almost every other way. Like, you know, overall, like aesthetic wise and like kind of the gameplay loop and, you know, food production and all that kind of stuff. So of course there's differences, obviously, but overall it is quite similar. So we have our like kind of residential area going here, and we've got like some farming and resource production going on over here and stuff. So kind of similar approach to Manor Lords 2 with like, you know, where you lay out your town and kind of have like the sections of, you know, how I usually pre-plan, like, you know, we're going to have like trade and like charcoal and all that kind of stuff over here, resource production, housing over here, etc. So similar approach there. I've seen some comments that it appears to be more polished than Manor Lords. Yeah, well, I mean, it is because it's a complete game. It's done. This game's complete. So yes, it is more polished, just objectively because it's not an early access game. Whereas, of course, Manor Lords, as we know, is early access and still doing beta patches and all that kind of stuff. So definitely like farther along, just objectively in that regard. That being said, I still prefer I still have more fun playing Manor Lords as a incomplete version of the game than I probably do playing Farthest Frontier. I don't know though. It goes back and forth. Farthest Frontier is really fun and very detailed and immersive and all that kind of stuff. It's just yeah. This game. It fully released the 1.0 version last month in October. So it's pretty recently in the full version here. That being said, it was a similar experience with Farthest Frontier. I've played probably about 400 hours in Farthest Frontier or whatever, but most of that was like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? A year and a half, 2 years ago, kind of thing. Because this game was in Manor Lords has had like a frustrating, development process or whatever, but it was like the same here with Farthest Frontier. They were in early access for over 3 years, and it just released last month. And it was a long road. Like I said, I played several hundred hours in this game about a year and a half to 2 years ago, under the assumption, or not the assumption, but under the information that the game was going to be done like long before this. Like they announced. I had made a video. Let me look at when it was. It was 7/19/2024. So, what's that? That's basically like a year and a half ago, right? July of 2024. So I released a video July of 2024 that was like, yo guys, check it out. Like Farthest Frontier just made a massive announcement about that they're on the final stages of early access, and they announced that like the game's getting fully released by the end of this year, within a few months and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was a year and a half ago that I posted that video based on their announcements about the game. That at that time they made a huge announcement like, we're at the end of early access. We only have a few things left to go. The game will be fully released within a few months by the end of 2024, right? Here we are, 2025, and the game just released last month in October. Released about like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, it's just kind of how it is, I guess, with these types of games. But yeah, so because that's like the long answer to your question about like if this game is more polished. Yes, it is now, but the road to get here was like just as long and frustrating, or even more longer and frustrating than it is with Manor Lords. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That being said, I guess kind of gives hope for, if this game, went through that whole kind of volatile process and still turned out really good, then, hope is still there for Manor Lords in that regard too, right? But yeah, you like the water graphics. This game has a lot of, things that it does right, that's for sure. I'd say it functions better than Manor Lords, just from a logistical functional standpoint, with just resources being transported throughout the town and all that kind of stuff. It's not nearly as restrictive, I guess, you know what I mean, or way less potential for it to run into issues. 14 people. All right, we got a bunch more people to move into our town here. That's good. We got the housing ready. Looks like we need a little bit more housing even. I don't know if we want to use this clay. I guess we'll just ignore this clay deposit that's right here, to be honest. Let's get a couple more houses coming in there. The other thing that's cool in this one, I mean, the combat is pretty cool in this one too. I would say the combat in Manor Lords is probably better, in my opinion. It's like a little more fun, a little more engaging. I don't know. It's a bit of a double-edged sword there. I don't know. There's some things in the combat that I think are better in this one. Some things in the combat in Manor Lords that are better. I would say overall, I think the combat's a little more fun in Manor Lords. There are some pretty cool like raids on the town and combat that happens here. I would say my biggest gripe about Farthest Frontier in general, though, is the system with the trade. I really like it. I think it's a really cool concept. Like I love the concept of like there's like these rotating traders that come to your town, and each trader is, you know, like unique. Like they have a unique assortment of items that they sell. I think that's really cool, and the prices can fluctuate. You know, sometimes they'll be buying something for an increased price or a reduced price or whatever. I think it's a really cool concept. It just introduces way too much RNG into like how you set up your town. So for example, you know, in anticipation of like doing livestock and stuff, I went ahead and already invested like points, and you know, maybe this was a misplay, I guess, but I invested points into the animal husbandry point here, which allows us to build you know, chicken coops or barn. Basically we can have livestock, cows or goats or chickens, which is really good for food production. And this is something that was like standard beforehand. You did not have to, before the tech tree existed in early access. This is just like something that you would be able to use standard, which, to be honest, I don't know, seems like it should still be that way. But anyway, so we already like invested in this and increased like yields from it because it's really good. But that being said, we went ahead and built like a chicken coop here, and we're like, yeah, we're ready. You know, we invested our tech tree development points. We got our chicken coop ready. We're ready to go. Now, all we need to do is purchase those chickens from a trader. But I mean, we've had our chicken coop ready since like year 3, and like we're approaching the end of year 7 now, and not a single trader has showed up that's selling chickens. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I don't know. I think that's a little bit silly. You know what I mean? And once again, maybe I just kind of make the argument that I made a misplay there in the sense of like maybe you should just wait to see like what does the trader have available before you make those investments. But then again, so here's the problem with that. So like if the trader comes by and say he's like, oh, I have chickens for sale. If we did not have a chicken coop built, he would not sell us the chicken. You cannot purchase cows unless you have a barn built in your town. You cannot purchase chickens unless you have a chicken coop or whatever built in your town, right? So then it's like a new problem of like, we're in winter, so I'm going to take off our farmers and foragers. So then it's a new problem of like, okay, if I waited for the trader to come to my town, realize, oh, he has chickens for sale, great. They're only going to be there for a limited amount of time. Maybe he'll be here for, you know, 50, 60 days or something. There's a potential, you could build that chicken coop like right away, and there's a potential that it doesn't get constructed by the time the trader leaves your town, and then you're like, well, you know, now he's gone and I didn't get to purchase them because I didn't have the building ready beforehand, right? So it's a double-edged sword of like, you know, like we preemptively built like a chicken coop and stuff so that we're ready, like as soon as he shows up, we're ready to buy them, and we don't risk like him leaving before we've had that ready and be able to make the purchase. But then now we're in a position where it's like, dude, we made this investment like 4 years ago and we're not getting any benefit from it. Just because of RNG, you know what I mean? Because of the RNG of the traders. So I think that's a little silly. Like, I think there should be a way to, you know, like you can go here and you can request this item. So like we could find chickens in here. Yeah, chickens, and we could go like request this item. But then if you do that and the trader shows up, it's going to be at the premium price. So they're going to sell it at the so there's two tiers of price changes, whether that's up, increased or decreased. So he would bring the chickens at the double increased tier price. So it's just like, I don't know if I really want to do that, but it's like, geez, at a certain point, it's like, I don't know, do we have to do that, right? So I don't know. And then like this last year, for example, we only had one trader visit our town the entire year, and he didn't buy or sell anything that we needed, or he didn't buy anything that we had available, and he didn't sell anything that we needed or could afford. So it's kind of like we just went an entire year without like any trade, just because of the RNG of the trader. So I think that's a little scuffed in my opinion. Like there should be way more. And I know that, of course, when you can upgrade the trading post, when you upgrade the trading post, then you get like right here, better, more specialized for merchants will visit and stuff. But I don't know. It just feels like there should be more activity with the trade and stuff, like just to help with the RNG element, you know? Yeah, we could request them, like, but I don't know if we could, even if we requested, I don't think we have enough gold to, like, afford chickens at an increased price, you know what I mean? If he bought pottery or something that we have to sell a lot of, then maybe, yeah. Let's get our farmers and foragers back assigned. Would I like this check tree for Manor Lords over what they're experimenting with? I don't know. We need another store or stockyard over here. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think that this tech tree is like way too extensive. Like, look how many things are here. Like, that's too much stuff, in my opinion. This is like way too complicated. This is overcomplicated for no reason, no good reason, in my opinion. And there's way too many things in here that are just like you're telling me I need to spend a development point to be able to mine anything? Like, that's kind of crazy in my opinion. Like, there's so many buildings in here that are unlocked via the tech tree, which used to be just like standard. I think it's good to have some things unlocked by the tech tree, but I think in my opinion, I think they went a little crazy they put too much stuff in the tech tree. Like, too much essential things in the tech tree. It's not like, oh, you can already mine coal, but like, you know, have more efficient coal mining or whatever. It's like, it's too many things that's just like, you can't even build livestock, you can't even build mines, you can't even build so many things without the tech tree. That being said, it looks like you do generate knowledge like pretty quickly. And there's, you know, more options. You can generate a lot of knowledge. Each knowledge is a point to spend in the tech tree. So, you know, there is that option. Okay, so we got another trader here. Once again, it's kind of like, it's like blah, dude. I mean, we could sell some coal, I guess. I mean, they're buying it at an increased price. These are materials that I know we're going to use. So I hate to sell too much of it. We can sell excess shoes for sure. But yeah, hopefully. And we do need some heavy tools, but once again, see, she's selling them at an increased price. This same trader was here like a couple of years ago, and they were selling them at a reduced price, and it was like 200 gold less per heavy tools. So, yeah, definitely need that to come in at the reduced price. Sell off some of those shoes there, because she's buying those at an increased price. Might as well sell some of this coal. Just won't sell, you know, all of it, but and the hides, the pelts we're using for making the shoes. I'd rather sell the shoes for 13 than sell pelts for 7, you know. But the coal, we just have raw coal that we're not like turning into anything yet, so we'll sell some of that. But yeah, we do need heavy tools. Heavy tools is something that we need ahead of time before we can produce them ourselves, which will allow us to start getting production on like iron related products. Sell some coal. Alright, I mean, we got a decent bit of money here. Here comes another trader. Is this the one, dude? Oh, we did it, guys. Look, chickens. And they're at a regular price. They're not at an increased price or anything. Okay, good. There we go. Let's get 4 chickens to start, and then that'll be good to get them start reproducing on their own. So we're just going to buy 4. Yep, they'll go here at our chicken coop. There we go. Alright, so we have an infestation here of peas for our peas and beans and stuff, so we're not going to do beans after this. We need to switch to a different crop here. This one's done pretty much, so we're just going to be done with that, and we're going to switch to a different crop here. We can... These are root vegetables, right? We want root vegetables for our... we need feed here for these guys, so they want root vegetable. I believe these are root vegetables, right? I don't know why they're not labeled. Why is this not labeled as a root vegetable? It should be, right? Oh, it says right here, moderately high yield of root vegetables. Yeah, okay. Yeah, root vegetables. Okay. Let's get some of those coming in. We'll have some food ready for our chickens for the winter. There we go. Now we got chickens. It only took us 5 years. Alright, they're about to leave. This guy's not really buying anything too much that we want to sell. I think we're chilling for now. What's the recommended plot size for chickens? They have like a set like grazing area or grazing size, whatever. So it's always going to be this. What is this like? 1, 2, 3. It looks like 7 by 7. So it's always going to be this same size, 7 by 7, for chickens. So each livestock building has its own like set grazing area size. I don't know what it is exactly for the other ones, but I know chickens the smallest, goats are medium, and then cows take like the largest amount of space. But yeah, it's a set size. It's not like adjustable or anything. Does the time control let you defy Einstein and go back in time? No, it does not. No back in time in the Farthest Frontier. No time travel, unfortunately. Oh, we're behind on harvesting stuff. Let's get more trees assigned for harvest and whatnot. Oh, I probably made a... Yeah, that was a poor decision to put root vegetables. I need to pay more attention to the details here. See, these turnips are not, like, they don't really like heat, and we planted them, like, you know, summer right here, so not great in that regard, but it's okay. We'll get a decent yield here. We just need some for our chickens here to have available for the winter stock, food stock. We need someone to come by who's buying pottery again, because that's our main thing that we want. We have a ton of pottery. That's like our main sell item that we want to push out. Slow down on the soap because we don't have a bunch of tallow left. Shoes are coming along well. I think we're good on firewood for a minute. Got a ton of that. Furniture, soap, candle, weaver. We could add more farmland. What's going on over here? Is there a bear? Oh, there's a bear!
Yes.
We need our hunter! Alright, the bear's gone. He's fleeing. Yeah, we might want to consider... We might need to consider like some military stuff pretty soon here too. We might save that for the next one. We'll probably wrap this up pretty soon here. And then we can continue this like tomorrow. I'm kind of seeing how the Farthest Frontier content goes here on the channel. I'm glad you guys showed up here for the stream, especially towards the end. I appreciate it. It was a bit slow in the beginning, so I know a lot of people here on the channel are mainly here for Manor Lords, so we'll have to see how it goes with the Farthest Frontier content. But I just can't keep waiting months, you know what I mean, for Manor Lords to kind of get their act together. So I am hoping that there will be some interest in Farthest Frontier, but we'll see. It was fun to I did post that it's pinned here. I have a new guide for Farthest Frontier here, which is kind of some beginner tips if you're getting into the game. But we'll like I said, we'll probably just continue this live stream tomorrow. Continue this town and whatever, and we'll get more into we're in like year 8, heading towards, you know, year 9 and 10, so we'll start getting like more raids and stuff on the town. So tomorrow we'll be more do some like military stuff. Still have this. Let's just do some carrots for the end of the year here. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll do more kind of we'll get into more military stuff, and then yeah, we should be able to raise the town level up to tier 3 because we have a lot of our tier 2 homes built now. We have 19 out of, we just need one more upgraded house, which is not a big deal. We just need a bunch of gold and resources, and then a bunch of just grow the population by a lot. So we'll upgrade to tier 3. We'll get military going, more like advanced, like iron production, weapons, tools, all that kind of stuff. Maybe like start getting like some cavalry, you know, all that kind of cool stuff. So yeah, tomorrow it will, I believe, I usually start around 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. But tomorrow, I think it'll have to be about an hour later than that. It'll probably be around 10:30 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. But generally on Sundays, it's around 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, 9:30, 10. But yeah, tomorrow it'll probably be around 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. We usually do these weekly streams on Sundays for Manor Lords. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't like make a post about it or anything, but wanted to go live today for some Farthest Frontier since I'm kind of trying to ramp up some content for this and see how things go. So, but yeah, tomorrow we should be able to get into a lot more fun stuff. But we got a really good town started here. We have a really strong residential area. Desirability is looking really good. I think every single house that we have here, yep, every single house that we have here so far is upgraded. So we have a pretty good amount of like income coming in, taxation from our upgraded houses and stuff like that, which is really helping us out. We've got a good farming setup here. Oh, I didn't realize that this included carrots too. I thought it was just bean, peas. Okay, carrots are on this list too, so that was not a great choice to put carrots there, but whatever. Anyways, chickens are starting to produce eggs for us here. And then, of course, some more the manure too from like our compost yard and from the chickens. We'll be able to, once that gets like filled up, each time it gets filled up, then we'll automatically fertilize our fields here. Really good. And we'll probably expand. We need to expand more fields too, more farming. See, we're kind of, we need to make sure that we're staying ahead on food here as the town continues to grow and whatnot. So, anyways. Cool. Yeah, sounds good, dude. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys for tomorrow then. But yeah, like I said, just in general, if you guys are new here to the channel, I do mostly Manor Lords content, but I have done some Farthest Frontier videos, a couple here and there over the last, year or two, as it's been in early access. But now that it's fully released, since a couple weeks ago, figure we'll start adding some more Farthest Frontier content to the channel here, since it's another really similar style of city builder and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Otherwise, of course, Manor Lords is still going to be, my kind of top focus or whatever. But there's just, we're just kind of in a waiting period right now with Manor Lords as they are doing who knows what with the beta. Cool. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be it for today. We're going to wrap it up here. It was a lot of fun. It's really cool. I hope you guys are enjoying, hope you guys enjoy Farthest Frontier, especially if you haven't played it yet and you're, checking it out for the first time. Hopefully I can help you out with some cool information and tips and all that kind of stuff. That's right. We are waiting for that update in Manor Lords. We are forever waiting. Forever waiting. Hopefully not forever. I mean, geez, dude. Yeah, I have plenty of content planned for once that update officially drops in Manor Lords. I have plenty of content planned. So, but yeah, until then, we'll do some more Farthest Frontier stuff. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, it should be around 10:30 a.m. Pacific time for a live stream tomorrow. We'll continue this town here for Farthest Frontier. Unless Manor Lords magically releases the patch tomorrow morning, which, I'm not holding my breath. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here today. Hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. Hope you have a good rest of your Saturday here, and I hope to see you tomorrow, Sunday, around 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, for continuation of this and more fun times in Farthest Frontier. Yeah, cool. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. And wish you all the best for the rest of your day here and the rest of your weekend. Alright, guys. Peace out. Thank you so much. Catch you guys soon.